So the way your parents treated each other, I guess, as far as co-parenting or whatever, how did that affect you growing up?
It made me an angry ass kid. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like the most toxic shit I've ever been in my life, seen in my life. And that's kind of the reason why I probably hold on to certain relationships, not even like girlfriend boyfriend relationship, just like friends relationships, because like I watch my mom and dad, like whatever somebody throw at you, like you just learn how to handle them in a certain manner. Like even with my friends today, like somebody I might like, all right, I can't let this nigga borrow money no more. But I don't hate you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still be cool, but just don't ask for no money. Or I can't trust this nigga because we got in a fight. He ran. I know this nigga's a bitch. So I just know, like, I'm not going to try to get in a fight around him. If I do, I know I got myself. Versus somebody would say, like, no, I'm just ain't hang with this nigga no more. If I feel like I can't give him no money, I'm like, that's not my friend. If I feel like I can't trust him to have my back with something going down, that's not my friend. But I feel as though, like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
everybody got their purpose, yeah.
Like, you are who you are. So I just know how to deal with you. Like, but I think that comes from my mom and dad. I literally sticking that shit out, good and bad. Like, you know what I mean? Even when that shit was worse.
Like, I think that's fire to me. Like, what you just said is fire. That's like some shit like everybody should learn. Like, just because somebody does something that you don't like doesn't mean that they're a bad person, or doesn't mean that they're not right, or that doesn't mean they're not a good friend. It just means like you can't rely on that person for this. Yeah, that's fire. I fuck with that.
Yeah, and that's why I think like them two, like my mom and dad been together for like, I think since like in the 5th grade. You get what I'm saying? On and off. So that's how long they've been toxic. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that it's like, to me, them two kind of maybe the way I am today. And it's coming to good. It's good, I guess, but it comes with a lot of bad. Anybody that dealt with me, like any girl that dealt with me, know it comes with a lot of bad.
The way my mom and my dad treated each other was, my mom and my dad really didn't like each other. They hated each other. So to my perspective, I'm sure my older sister Shadana can, will have a different story though. My perspective, they didn't get along. So every time, I told you we used to go to my dad's house on the weekend. So every single time, we get out there, my dad used to like always have something smart to say about my mom. Like, she'll vent to us about her.
Yeah,
and
that's
us
bad.
being
so crazy,
and us being so young, we hear a parent talking about another parent, we starting to look at her the way he do. You know what I mean? Because remind you, my mom wasn't doing that, so we getting it from one side. Well, your mom ain't this, your mom ain't that.
That's crazy because it's
your
normally
mom rather do this.
The other way. Yeah,
your mom rather do this instead. My dad was very, very emotional, so that's probably where I get that from too. But yeah, well, he used to say stuff like, yeah, your mom don't do this. Like, your mom rather do this, but do that and this and the third. So I'm coming back every Sunday. And
she cheated on him. That's what happened.
And I'm looking at her. I don't know what happened.
I know you don't
I
know
was
what
young,
happened, but he was bitter. He was hurt.
Yeah, so we coming back on Sunday looking at my mom like, you know what I mean? So, like as I got older, like it affected me because like I had like this weird relationship with my mom too. Like I kind of didn't respect her. Yeah, because of like all the stuff that my mom, my dad used to say about my mom. Even like post my dad death, like after that, it still was like a little shaky until I got older and more mature and realized that like all the shit he was doing, you gotta take with a grain of salt. Another thing is like, I shouldn't. Another thing is it shouldn't have been said anyway.
Right.
Yeah. You know
Not
what I mean?
to you anyway.
Yeah. So it definitely taught me going forward that like don't do that. No, the problems that I got with my daughter mom.
Keep it between.
Yeah.
Don't be a nut ass nigga. Like that's like the.
But I definitely.
Don't be a nut ass.
But take care of those kids and don't talk shit about your baby mom to your kids. Like
to your kids, you vent to your homies.
Hashtag don't be a nut ass nigga.
Please don't
vent to your homies though.
Yeah, I think for me, what was the question?
The way your parents treated each other. How did that affect you growing up?
Yeah, so I want to go into some deep shit.
Go ahead.
Some real deep shit. Basically, my dad was just like a nigga that just came around for real, like every once in a while. So I didn't really see how he treated my mom. I have no recollection. I have no recollection of any interaction with my mom and my dad, which is crazy. But I have recollection of relationships with my mom and other people. And I know like This shit is implanted in my brain. I cannot lie to you, bro. I can't get this shit out of my mind. I remember one time I was a kid, and I probably was maybe like 4, probably maybe younger than that.
That has to be a traumatic event.
Oh my God, bro! I've never seen anything like it in my life, even up until this age.
Mm-hmm.
I watched my brother's dad put a knife up to my mother's neck, and she's on the wall. And I remember it because we had those popcorn walls with the fucking glitter.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
That should be all in your leg.
Yeah,
all in
bro.
your hair. Whatever touch
I remember
it,
that shit, bro. My mom's like on the
God.
wall crying, and he has a knife up to her neck, and she's just looking at me, and I'm like, I'm a fucking kid. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm little as shit. I don't know. And I was just like, and it stuck in my head for the rest of my life. And I'm like, bro, no, that is not okay. That's not okay. And it's like, when you grow up at a young age, it's like some shit like that sticks with you. And it's just like, I was like, oh, is my mom weak? And is that why she does the things that she do to us? Or just is every nigga fucked up like this? You know what I mean? Because I don't.
Yeah, so that's taking a page out of, I guess, Tonka book, what we were saying earlier, where you project that hurt on other people.
Yeah.
You take it out on other people. So you feel like your mom took out your beatings on y'all.
Or
because she was always in situations like that.
Yeah, my mom had, her dad did the same thing to her, beat the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And she did the same thing to us. And then like I grew up, and my dad, he used to say this thing all the time. He was like, I beat my dad the fuck up, so one of y'all gonna jump.
No, you know what's so crazy? My dad said my son could whoop my ass because I whoop his ass. And I'm dead serious. No, but I was telling my dad, we started this conversation, like it's different because I'm not going to put him in a position to whoop his ass. Like I'm not going to hit his mom in front of him. Like,
I mean, do you beat your son ass?
No,
I
mean it's out of respect.
My son only 2 now.
Oh,
I should beat his ass. If you get older, watch, I should beat your ass. He's bad as shit, so he need his ass whooped. But
yeah, but I think like once you grow, like you start getting older, and it's just like, bro, like you get to a point where it's like, bro, you're not about to keep putting your hands on me, cuz.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, it's a respect thing too, because you feel like if they raising you the correct way.
I didn't mean to laugh.
That's real shit. Because
before my dad died, I thought that day was that day.
Really?
Because he just had this crazy. He used to say some smart shit. He used to holler at you.
Yeah.
Curse in your face. Like he was the type of nigga, like every time he had to say something to you, his voice level was always on 10. I was
he's emotional.
At this point I'm like 12 though. Like it was, I remember this shit for the last.
He was way too young to even.
I remember this shit for the last 12 years. I'm like, dog,
he's about to dog walk.
It got to the point I can't tell you what I thought about that day. I said, yo, I am tired of this shit. He was cursing me the fuck. I said, yo, I am tired of this shit, though. I do remember what happened. I was sitting down in my room. We had like one of those, heaters where, it was like radiators and shit, like running across the wall, like on the bottom. Yeah, he walked in out of nowhere. He didn't even walk one night. He walked in and then just looked around in the room. I'm looking at him. I think he just looking for some shit to just complain about. He looked at the radiator and seen like a plastic bag was like next to it. And then he just started cursing me out like, yeah, why you got the plastic bag next to the radiator? What, you stupid? Like that's how he used to talk to me. Like, we're going to have another separate podcast for that conversation, for just me unpacking that to y'all. But that's how he used to talk to me.
Sheesh.
So like I said, this day I just like.
You said, fuck.
He said,
I said, yo, why you come in here all like yelling like that? All you had to do, I said, all you got to do is just tell me to move it, and I'm going to move it. You come in all this hollering and stuff like that.
This brought him before the James Harden Bear singing it. Still, just to let y'all niggas know.
Sitting there like, he's sitting there like. Like,
I can't believe this.
So he started cursing me out. So I let it go, right? He go downstairs, right? So he went downstairs and I think he called my grandma.
But he was pissed off.
He called my grandma to tell my grandma. I guess this was the first time I said something back. So he's so surprised. He's telling his mom about it. Yeah, Raheem just did. So I hear him talking about me downstairs. So I said, know what? I'm with this shit today. I go down there and I'm like, this shit fuzz. I forgot what happened after that. Oh, but I'm just gonna speed up to the part. I'm just gonna speed up to the part where he got up. He got in my face, yelling at me. I just pushed him. I said, "No, what? This is first." I just pushed him. Boom. I thought he was gonna fall back, but he didn't.
He didn't move at all.
He didn't move at all.
Next thing I remember though, he had me by the back of my neck. In the back of my pants, and then he was just like fucking wiping the couch with me. My sister had to come save me though.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But that was that though. I was beefing with him after that.
Nah,
that was that. I just had to say that.
But you don't think that's like some traumatic shit that your father would say that to you, nigga? Like, I had to fight my dad, so your son gonna fight you?
No,
like, steady changing.
That's
the
like
cycle.
karma. It's like, no, why
yeah.
you wishing that on me?
Change the
Like, you
cycle.
think that
for
shit
me
normal?
because I knew it wasn't gonna be me. I was like, it ain't about to be me.
Did y'all fight before and you whooped his ass or something?
Yeah,
because that's probably him justifying that ass whooping. Like, yeah, your son gonna whoop your ass too one day. So
I had no choice. Like, it's like this quick story, Brian, me to cut you off.
No, you good.
My best friend pregnant. She like 8 months now. She big as shit. Like, she like 8 months. We going to the, I think like a party store to get some shit for the baby shower or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I can see my mom was like, there go my fucking son right there. Come here. Mind you, I'm in the car. I had to stop and get out. I'm like, I'm walking up the Ave and shit. And all I hear him say, man, bitch, man, get the fuck out of here, bitch. And he cursing her out. But that's his chick. So I never intervene how another man talk to his girl. If you're going to allow that to happen, sis, that's on you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because that's just how I was brought up. Like, if you're going to take that, like, that verbal abuse, then you got to step up for yourself and, like, man, and just leave that person alone.
I was raised mind your fucking business, and I learned from experience that if you ever jump inside somebody relationships and stuff, you gonna be beefing with that nigga. But later on that night, they gonna make up, and you the next day you still beefing with the nigga.
So so I started walking up, like, basically trying to get my mom, like, come on, mom, we out, like, you know what I mean? It's cool. And they was, arguing, you know how women is. So she was saying some hurtful ass shit to this nigga, you know what I mean? I'm like, Dad, you want to live down here, bro? You about to get on the bus? Let's go, like, let's go, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So he was cool. He just was going right at her. And then I forgot what she said, but it turned him up. It teed him up. Like, he got turned up quick like this. And I was like walking away when she said it, because I'm still walking about to get back to the car. She kind of walked, but she's still saying her shit. And then I just see him cap her. Once I see him cap her, I just turned right around like, no, that's a rap. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
gotta fuck you up.
Yeah, like, that was a rap. And that's how me and him, like, first fought. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then
you won.
Of course, nigga. Like, I'm not saying
I mean, you ain't gotta say it like that, but the
I'm
crazy
dead
part,
serious,
like,
though, because even
you know what's fucked up? I won't get my rematch.
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
That
he went to the grave with a W.
With a W, wiping you on the couch.
He wiped me on the
nigga laughing
couch,
at this conversation right now. Like, I'm still one up, nigga. Come get your lick back, nigga. What you talking about? It got to the point that, like, I remember, like, at one point he fell, and then my dad older than me too, like way older than me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why you won.
And he had like surgeries and shit like that.
Yeah, that's why you won.
You know what I'm saying? He's kind of
right.
You took the
I didn't want to have to do
handicap.
that.
Yeah, you see the head. Yeah, that shit ain't thorough, bro. That shit is corny, bro.
It sound cool in the beginning until the nigga started saying he had surgeries and shit. He said, yeah, bro, he got one leg.
I still got sick. I still
I kicked his crutch first.
Look at that saying. Like, yeah.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
I should have did more to that. I remember, like, he fell. Like, and this what you were saying about what a girl gonna do for their man regardless. So he fell. I got on top of him. And, like, I'm about to just start hammering on top of him. My mom sure said,
pause.
Yeah,
like,
pause that.
See, you see, no, you see why I was saying
that was
niggas will pause you.
I didn't even think about it. That joke.
Bro, I got on top of him about the hand.
He could have just said I was socking him. Like,
no, it's still Pride Month. So shout out to them. So anyway,
that was clean. I fuck with that.
Yeah, so I was about to start fucking him up, and then she jumped in my back like, Tonka, don't hit him, get off. Now she getting mad at me. I'm like, fuck, like, I'm only out here rumbling my pot, nigga, because he put his hands on you.
Right.
I'm defending your honor. After, you know what, Mom, you right. You know what I mean? So I got up off of him. I mean, she put like all this fucking, she had like a can of Pepsi. I don't know where she got this shit from. Obviously, she probably got it off the ground, like, and he was like, girl, she pulling his face like, pussy, drink this. And doing all in his face. Yeah. And then we just walked away. And I just went back by my day, like, ain't nothing happened. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna go change my shirt because he was grabbing on me and trying to go change my shirt. And just
you ain't feel bad?
No, I ain't feel bad because what we went through as kids and
oh, that shit was
so it was like, all right, I'm not starting shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is like, you put your hands on my mom, like, you had to do all that. I don't give a fuck what she said. You just should have kept it pushing.
But I feel like my shit was so much like mentally traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like your shit is very physical. Like, you like, fuck it, bro.
I had some shit, but I think that's too much for the podcast, my viewers, and my family that follow me. Like, yeah, it's just a little bit too much.
I feel like the minute, like, it's like once the emotion pop, then it's like I'm throwing hands on shit, and it's like me. I was like, yo, I'm not finna fight everybody. I don't really got time for that. I also like spend a lot of time by myself, so it's like I'm always in my head. You know what I mean? I'm always in my head. I'm always by myself, and I'm always enclosed. And that's the worst. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can't, explode. And then just now it's out and I'm good for like another month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Until the shit pop off again. It's like I'm internalizing everything all the time. And I seen, bro, my brother was kind of the same way, but my brother like got the crazy ADD, ADHD, bro. This nigga looked like a fucking cut up boxer when we was fucking 12. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga don't know how to sit down. He don't sleep. He don't do nothing. He just is always doing shit with his hands and all that crazy shit. And I seen the nigga sock my dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, shit.
Damn.
He
witnessed that.
Bro, we was sitting down and I don't know what the fuck. I remember we was sitting down, my dad barking at us, blah, blah, blah. And he saying some shit. And my brother just like, "Arr!" And I'm like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? He going off.
Nigga dragging. Nigga turned Super
Bro,
Saiyan
so
1.
he just start teeing off on him. But I ain't gonna hold, bro. Like if
Socking them is different, but teeing off on them is wild.
I can't say nothing about if I can't say nothing about my pop, that nigga can fight his ass off, bro. I seen nigga do niggas dirty badly. Like I seen niggas.
But how the joint with him and his brother ended?
Oh yeah, he fucked him up.
But quick question: did you respect your brother more after that day?
Bro, I always respected my brother. In that.
No, I know you respect. I mean, like really, like damn, little bro. Like,
well, I jumped in because I wanted to help my brother. Like I grabbed my dad by his neck, and I'm like, bro, like. No,
that was his chance.
My dad looked at me.
He knew he had help today.
And my dad looked at me, bro. After the joint, my dad gonna say, "If you ever grab me again, I'm gonna fuck you up."
all right, cool, I got it. I know no mistake.
There was that little bit of dignity your dad still
but
tried to hold on.
facts. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. But he's my twin, so it's like.
Oh no, y'all the same nigga.
Yeah,
oh, but you just older by like
a second. Like, you know what I'm saying?
2 ugly seconds.
No. That was a good one. He got one more until I start running him. Man. It's okay.
All right, so out of the everything that y'all talked about, do y'all feel like y'all got daddy issues or mommy issues?
Like both.
Yeah, that's both for me too.
Explain them.
All right. So my dad being who he is, I don't think he really showed me how to. First of all, I think love my child the correct way. I don't think he ever showed me how to technically be a man and treat a woman the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
My mom never showed me what it means. Like, no disrespect to her, I love her to death. She never showed me what it means to be a strong woman. You know, you get what I'm saying?
She never showed you what it means to be a strong woman.
Like to actually, I know that statement might sound like stupid, but
I'm trying to give you a chance to correct yourself.
I guess
I know what you mean. Though.
My mom never told me how to be a bad bitch.
No, she never. No, time out. She never. No, like listen.
I know what you mean. The
statement might be crazy, but I mean, like in the sense that she was weak, like she was vulnerable, like she was always.
She never like told you like she never showed you what a strong woman looked like.
Yeah, she never literally left my dad. Like the time she
see, that's two different things though. Like she never showed you what it looked like, or never showed you how
to be one.
Yeah, technically, she never showed me like what type of woman I should have. Like, you get what I'm saying? She never set that example for me. Like I feel like when we left my dad, when she was trying to leave, when we went to the shelter for like a week, then she'll go back to him. You get what I'm saying? So she'll leave again, then she'll go back to him. Like, you get what I'm saying? Only how we gotta technically you got away from him because you went to jail, had to do a stretch. So now you gotta fend for your own.
Right.
And when it was time for you to fend for your own, you failed miserably.
Yeah.
That we had to fend for you. You get what I'm saying? So I could kind of see in my relationships that I don't care if my woman depend on me because I know I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna do it for her. Kind of like spoil her or make it or turn into like a baby because it's like I had to take care of my mom. You get what I'm saying? At a young age, like you get.
So you just mommy issue because it taught you that you feel like women are just that vulnerable that they need that.
Yeah, I probably couldn't deal with like a
independent
the new quote unquote black independent women that make their own paper because they gonna speak to you a certain way. They're gonna expect certain things from you, and I'm probably be like, man, I don't like.
Yeah,
it probably be like a lot of friction because who I am as a person. Like, you get what I'm saying? Watching my mom take what she take, and that's probably the reason why like most relationships too. I was a dog too, like, you get what I'm saying, because I watched my dad do it, and then my mom stayed married to the nigga. Like, you get what I'm saying? But,
how about you?
I definitely suffer from daddy issues to this day. You know what I mean? Like, I think
explain them.
Is that I was very vulnerable to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because I was
to a lot of like men.
Yeah, because I was missing a lot of lessons in life, and that made me like I was looking for certain things, and it was like I don't know, like, you know, when you have a dad, it's like I want to be like you, I want to be like you, I want to be like you, bro. I've never in my life was like I want to be like my dad. They were like, I remember I was in school and they were like, who's your superhero? I was like, nobody. They were like, nobody. I was like,
I know
nobody.
what you mean. That's actually deep. Like the fact that you said that, like you kind of gravitated to like other men to fill that void where.
But what happens is everybody don't have your best interest.
Facts.
And like even when I was like when we worked together, you know what I'm saying? Like I met a lot of older people that were like, yeah, I can help you do this, I can help you do that. And it's just like, okay, cool. Like I'll fuck with that. And that like,
yeah, you older, you giving me little bullshit game
that goes
because
from,
as an adult, I'm thinking that, all right, damn, like you.
Or just even as an impressionable young adult, you know what I'm saying? I might be 17, 18. There's times where you meet people that understand that you're vulnerable in those type of ways because you may be an impressionable young man. You might not have the guidance that you need to get through life, and people might take advantage of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It's a sick world, and you're right about that.
And as you get older, you start to realize, you know what I'm saying? And I think like now, I'm 29 years. I turned 29 in a couple of days. I'm just now coming to the point where I'm like, I don't need to try to be like anyone. I need to be like me. I need to be the best version of me because that's the most important because I'm already that nigga. You know what I mean? I don't got to look at this guy and be like, damn, like I want to be built like him or like I want to be smart like him or I want to be the best me that I can be. I want to be I'm already a knife. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is just be the sharpest knife I can be.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That was some real shit that you was talking about too, because you know, even like the daddy issues with me, even though my dad's still alive, I still could talk to him. But my dad, like I always say this, like to this day, I really believe this. I really believe my dad mentally retarded.
Yo,
like it's funny, like no, like I'm on some real, like no, you can laugh because I'm on like some real shit.
You want
like,
me to take that part up?
No, you can leave that in. Like, cause anybody
he gonna knock you the fuck up, bro.
It is what it is.
Smoke you.
He want his get back. But anybody that knows my dad knows like something like mentally is off with him. Like you get what I'm saying? And it might have been normal to me growing up because it's my dad.
Yeah.
But like when you step back and look at this motherfucker, I'm like, bro, you
throw it the fuck off.
You like you need like a check thrown off. Like you like you need an IEP. Like you know what I mean?
So you
like,
need a check thrown off.
Like you get what I'm saying? And that's the reason why my dad couldn't be a great father to us because what he went through. Like you get what I'm saying? So I like I said, I'm getting older. I'm trying to understand it because I'm a father.
Yeah. So
my thing is with me is one of the first things I want to do is have conversations with my son about what I went through. Like you get what I'm saying? So if I do ever, cross the line with my anger, I might, because you're gonna have points, like your brother gonna have points too. Like when you deal with anger, like you're gonna have time you slip back, no matter if it's 10 years from now or 20 years from now. Like you can have a moment where you lose it. Like you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I just pray that those moments that I don't go too over the extent that I can damage the relationship with my son. Like you get what I'm saying? So I always try to make sure that I explain to him like how I'm feeling and what I'm doing. That's why I became more vocal instead of being more physical. Like, you know what I mean? That's one thing that helped me out too. Like we talked about the last podcast, like he was one of the first niggas in our squad that come around and be honest about everything. Like leave shit out. Like I've been thinking like, I used to leave shit out. Like you get what I'm saying? To make me feel better or maybe sound better to certain people. Right. Versus him like, no, I gotta tell everything that happened. Like you get what I'm saying? So shout out to that because I learned like that from him too. So I kinda when talking to my friends, nothing is embarrassing to me. Yeah. Like you get what I'm saying? Because like, it made me who I am. It made me who I am. Like if you told me I was gonna be who I am today at the age of 29, back then when I was 15, 14, even younger than that, I laugh at that. Like because it's no way I like, seen this happening. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, to take a page out that book, like if you would have told me back in the day that I was actually gonna get praised for my honesty back then, I would have never believed that shit.
This nigga the fuck up. What? We used to grind this nigga up heavy.
Me up though, but
that's how you got so good at it.
Yeah, no, pause. But it's Pride Month. Sorry, shut up. You keep Pride Month. Shout out to Pride Month.
I think I got daddy issues and mommy issues, just like both of y'all. Like it's both. You know what I mean? My daddy issues is more like, fucking Claire. Like, he passed away when I was 13. Growing up, I feel like he never like really knew how to, raise a son. So I think he used to like, just him hitting on me and, all that other stuff was like, I'm teaching him how to be a man. I'm teaching him how to be tough. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of like, unfinished conversations or even business with him. As far as my mommy issues is like growing up, any one of my brothers and sisters can tell you, my mom never been like the affectionate type. Yeah. Like, as far as like physical, like to this day,
I know that feeling.
It's so weird and awkward to give my mom a hug and I can't tell you why.
You ever just try to give her a hug?
Yeah. I kind of like. I
funny shit.
ain't gonna say I force myself to do it now, but you know, me being a lot self-aware about the situation is like it's easier for me to, you know, embrace her in my arms. You know what I mean? But back in the day, like, you know, and that even rubbed off on like the relationships that I got with my, you know, my sisters or, you know, my siblings. You know, everybody knew that me and my sister like extremely close like this. You know what I mean? But we never like rarely like tell each other how we really feel about each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's my person. I'm her person. You know what I mean? That would never change for anybody. But, you know, when it comes down to like, you know, after like a compliment or some crazy ass advice that she just gave me and stuff like that, natural is like, thank you, man. I love you, man. But you got to make a joke or you got to say, all right, bitch, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's just like, that's how we was raised, where just like physical affection or just verbal affection is
go back to that
so
emotional
weird.
Support he was talking about.
Yeah,
right?
like that. Yeah, all that is like kind of so weird. And I think I get that from my mom.
I have a weird question for you.
What?
Do you ever go to your dad's gravesite and talk to him?
Never went to my dad's gravesite, not one time. But I'm not saying that I don't plan on going. It's just that I feel like I need a reason to go.
I feel like
I need a motivation. I need like he got to visit me in my dreams, or I just got to like
be honest,
wake up and just like want to go. But I never went though. But I'm not opposed to it because I do want to take my daughter and my niece there.
I feel like. Well, I don't want to say I feel like. Well, I like I'm thinking, and I'm just kind of like rolling with everything.
But it's kind of weird though. Like, you know, like you see a lot of that stuff in movies though. Like, but you know, you go to it's like you go to the gravesite and you just look at the grave and say, "Yeah, man, you fucked me up, man." Like,
yeah,
what do you say though? Like, do you talk to the grave? Do you talk to the sky? Like, it's
like you're not like bro. First of all, I've never been to a funeral.
But honestly, because like when I do, like I'm not weird. Like when I do want to talk to my dad or just say little stuff to him, sometimes I pray to him and I pray to I pray to him or I pray to God.
Right.
Sometimes and it's weird. Like I never told nobody that, but I do pray to my dad sometimes. Like if I want something, I'm praying to God. If I really want something, I bring my dad into it. You know what I mean? But
you seen that big?
But even then, like if I want to, like, you know, if I want to talk to him, like, you know, I pray to him. So I feel like the gravesite is like,
it's not. I don't think it's the same, bro.
But like I said, I'm not opposed to it. I just never got around to it.
I'm not saying I've never done it before because I also never even been to a funeral in my whole entire life. But I do feel like because based off of the things that you're telling me. You know what I'm saying? You saying that you got a lot of unfinished business and you have this, that, and the third. A therapist is not going to be able to help you with that because they're just.
Talking to a grave tombstone ain't going to help me neither because I ain't going to get no response back.
That's what you think, bro. You're going to get the responses in your head. Like you're going to really think. I can see that. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying you insane? You can like have this conversation with this glass right here.
It's not the glass.
You can picture it talking back to you.
It's not the glass, bro. It's you being present where that person is. It's not like because I feel like it's not like that person isn't in this glass. That person isn't under my feet right now. But I feel like if you go over there and say the thing, like I feel like if my dad died today, I have a lot of unfinished business with my dad. Like I don't even talk to the nigga.
Well, why not? Why not learn from me and finish it right now?
Because I can't. Because I can't. You know what I mean? I want to. You know what I'm saying? My dad is just like my dad is the type of nigga he can't take me coming at him a certain type of way. Like the last time I talked to him, I was on some. Like, I wasn't on some disrespectful shit, but I was on some like I'm on your level now. So you gonna talk to me and you gonna respect me just like I'm gonna respect you. So you talk to me the way y'all talk to you.
And he wasn't trying to hear that.
He wasn't trying to hear that shit.
My advice to you, because I've been through this with my pop multiple times, and like I tell him like when I'm too fed up, I might not talk to my pop for like 2 weeks. I ignore his phone calls, but it's times we had them like conversations man to man. That I told my partner was retarded, so like he always
said that casually throughout the conversation.
No, because he can't comprehend. Like it is like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah,
but it helped me to say what I had to say respectfully. So if you don't come to him with that energy, he's not gonna match it. But you can still be like, "Yo, damn, some rare shit, bro. I think you're not ass nigga."
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you.
No matter how you take it, right? You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you right now. My dad, the type of nigga that he is, bro. He's just like you got niggas that's fight or flight. Like if it's not an actual rumble, he's fighting.
That's definitely deep. Like this, our parents felt us because their parents felt them, and that cycle could going to continue on, and just down to the day, like even just bringing something to recent, like how a lot of these kids are murdering each other like at 16, 15, 14. Like I have,
Shit crazy.
like, you know what I mean? Like that comes from parenting. Like, you get what I'm saying? I know people fall victim to the streets every day for your environment, right? But if you put your child in that environment, you know that you gotta love on your child even more. You know that you gotta do extra time, spend extra time with your child even more, so they don't be around that type of stuff. And you know you really gotta pay attention to your child even more because they are an environment where that shit is like I can walk out the door and my homie can have a gun on them.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think that parents is not no book for it. We know that. I know that it ain't easy. No matter how old you get, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna get harder about a year.
So what y'all experiences from, you know, growing up in this specific broken homes that y'all did, like, what do y'all tell people that's currently going through that right now? Like, what advice do you got for them? Or better yet, what advice do you got for yourself if you can go back in time?
You know what? If I go back in time, like, honestly, bro, like what I would tell my younger self, that, man, you are enough. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that you are enough, that what you going through is just like one of them birds that you just had to get through. It don't run from it. It don't take your hurt out on anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who I affected because of that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and I know I could have changed a lot of people's lives being who I was at that age because of what I was going through inside of my household. You get what I'm saying? So I would tell my younger self, like, find a different way to take your aggression out. If it was writing how I felt in the moment, if it just was like taking a pillow and screaming, if it just was crying, like, you get what I'm saying? I just had this whole conversation with my cousin that I don't cry because I witnessed me crying so much when I was younger and I was hopeless and I couldn't control shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me like, what's the fucking point of crying? Because it doesn't help it out, right? And then now it's me now at 29, a grown ass man, still holding on to not crying, like, you know what I mean? So, and that's one of the things that I gotta talk to my son about being vulnerable, and then just accepting those feelings and just moving forward from it, like, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that your parents' decisions and behaviors doesn't make you. It can shape you, but don't let it make you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if your dad do this, you don't got to do that. If your mom do this, you don't have to do that. Like, you can literally be who you want to be. Whoever you decide to be, bro, like, just go do it. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what would you tell yourself?
I think it's super, super simple. Like, there's always a diamond in the dirt. Like, there's a lot of fucked up, a lot of rough things that may be happening around you, but you gotta look at the super, super, super important things that you can carry on with you through life. Like the things that's going to be your superpower. Don't let the dirt cover up your shine. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, and I think like this kind of bounces off, it's like at the end of the day, you are going to be like your parents. Like, it's just inevitable. Like, you know what I mean? Those
shit sound hopeless.
It's not hopeless. It's just like you are, like, your parents have really great qualities. You know what I'm saying? And they have bad qualities. It just takes time. You just have to be mentally aware of the negative and the positive. Like, you have to know, like, oh, this is something that this person did that I didn't like, so I won't do that. Because if you have to think about it and you have to think like, this is something that my dad did, that means that you're like them. You got to think about it like, this is something they're doing and I'm thinking about doing the same thing. That means you're like them. Yeah. You just have to be aware and stop yourself. So that would be the thing that I would tell myself is like, hey, look, like, really focus on the positive, you know, don't let the dirt cancel out your shine. Simple.
How about you?
I don't know. After listening to, like, you know, listening to y'all answers, I'm really sitting here trying to come up with mine. I don't think I would tell myself nothing, only because, like, you know, this sounds real cliche, but, you know, everything that I went through made me who I am now. But me thinking back, like, me telling myself something back then is like, you know, hoping something changed, right? Right. I feel like everything that I went through, my dad dying at the age he did, my mom, you know, being that lack of affection, or, you know, whatever I went through, it really made me who I am today. You know what I mean? You got situations where you either like the kids learn from stuff like that or they repeat stuff like that. And I'm just afraid of going back and possibly changing something that makes me repeat something. You know what I mean? I know I'm not perfect though, but the way that I father my daughter is nothing how, you know, I think my mom or my dad would, you know, rather if it's a, you know, good or bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in my own lane. I'm my own dad.